What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Across the Board, Episode 5, sponsored by Moneyball Metrics. You have your hosts here, Alpha Dog Bets and JD from Line Movers. We wanted to wish everybody, or wanted to know that everybody had a happy 4th of July. It is now Friday, July 5th. Hope everyone had their barbecues, their beers, their burgers, and their hot dogs yesterday. I know I did. Mr. JD, how are you today, my friend?
I am doing great, man. And how about you?
Doing great. It was nice having that 4th of July yesterday. I was at a buddy's house, had a bunch of beers, had a bunch of food. It was a good day, but it's time to dive in and get back to the baseball slate. It's actually a great sports day if you're a soccer fan. The Euros are on. There's some great games today, and there's some even better baseball tonight. And that's what the people are here for. Mr. JD, you ready to break down the MLB Friday slate?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Let's jump right into it, my friend. First one on the docket we have for today is going to be the Pirates, who are going to be hosting the Mets. We had that backwards. I apologize, but the Pirates are hosting the Mets tonight. We have Luis Severino on the bump for the Mets, 5-2 with a 3.4 ERA. But the story of this game is simple. It is Paul Skeens Day, Mr. 4-0 record, number one pick in the draft last year, coming in, like I said, 4-0 with a 2.06 ERA. Skeens has been nasty. He's throwing his fastball consistently at 101 miles per hour. He looks untouchable at times. JD, what do you think about the Mets taking on the Pirates tonight?
Yeah, just actually like you just said there, Skeens has looked so good. The Pirates offense, though, is not somebody that I really like to back. I just don't trust them.
Yep.
As far as the model goes, as far as the Pirates showing some value there, it actually is very small. As far as the over, it's also showing a little bit of value there. The total is set at 7.5 currently.
Yep.
I have it at 8.25 runs. Both of those edges are small. With Skeens being on the mound, overs is not really something I want to back. Overall for me, Pirates in the first 5. It is priced a little bit high, but if I had to make a play, that would be it there.
Safe to say this isn't going to be on your best bets for later, I'm assuming. It's not going to be for me either, but it's a game with Skeens on the bump, so I did want to talk about that today. The good thing about that over, like you said, though, it seems that Skeens is only going 5 to 6 innings at most. He is a strikeout pitcher, so his pitch count does get elevated. And this bullpen for the Pirates has been bad. They've gotten shelled all year long. They rely heavily on their starters, and I do think that could be an issue here. So I do see why the model does have this projected over the 7.5. Currently, that is juiced at -125, so the books are putting it pretty heavily on the over. For me, though, I am taking the New York Mets. I know they've had a little bit of regression recently. They were on an absolute tear over the last 2-3 weeks, but they did lose 2 out of 4 games to the Washington Nationals, including their last 2 of the series. So it is a little bit dicey there, but I do think the Mets will get the win here. Severino has done a great job since jumping over from the Yankees to the Mets this year. He's been injury-prone the last couple years, but he's been healthy this year, pitching, like I said earlier, to a 5-2 record, a 3.4 ERA. And I do think the Mets bats will get hot. This game may take a little while to get going because Skeens will do very well early in the game, in my opinion. But as this game goes on, I do see the Mets being able to take control of it and attack that bullpen. Give me the Mets on the money line. You can currently get that at +115. Let's move right along, Mr. JD. Unfortunately, we have to talk about the worst team in baseball right now, the New York Yankees, who are hosting the Boston Red Sox rivalry game. Friday night, Yanks-Red Sox. We love to see these kind of games. Big atmosphere, big rivalry. Unfortunately, the Yankees have been one of the worst teams in baseball over the last month. Their starting pitching has the second worst ERA since June 1st in baseball, considering they were the best starting pitching core for the first 2 months, and that was even before they had Garrett Cole return. This team's pitching is what's been letting them down as late, and their bats are not hitting like they used to get them back into games and to get some big leads. One stat about the Yankees, they did just get swept by a team under 500 for the first time in over 50 years. Not a good time to be a Yankees fan, I can tell you that. Mr. JD, Red Sox coming in 4-1 in their last 5. Yankees coming in 1-4 in their last 5. How do you read this one?
Well, as far as our shows, we've been saying it. As far as the Yankees games, they have been going over.
Over.
They have been. As you know, I've personally been on them for quite a while now. I think about a week and a half. Been actually playing these. I believe they're 8-2 now. They're actually last 10.
Yep.
Then you look at it, the Red Sox are actually trending over also. They're actually 8-2 to the over their last 10. The model has this at 9.8 runs. So with a total of 8, you know definitely where I'm going there.
Yep.
Not really showing any value on either side, but the Red Sox would definitely be how I would have to lean them.
Unfortunately, as a Yankee fan, it's a Red Sox play or an overplay for me. The Yankees are just ice cold right now. They're ice cold, and they have Nestor Cortez coming in, who has not exactly been the guy they've needed on the bump when they need a win. He's 4-7 on the year with a 3.5 ERA. ERA is not horrible, but he has gotten hit pretty hard every start this year. It seems like he has 98 strikeouts and has allowed 97 hits. Not the best numbers there either. Tanner Houck on the other end has done a good job for the Red Sox. He is 7-6 with a 2.6 ERA. But when you look at these teams' most recent performances, Red Sox games over. Their last 3 games have had 9 or more runs in each of their games. The Yankees, last game had 12 runs. Then they had a low-scoring one on the third, which was a 3-2 ball game. But all their other games recently have been soaring over the total. My official play is going to have to be the over 8 here. When Mr. Line Movers gives you that model play of over 1 run variance, you know it's got a good edge. He's been smacking those on the show all season long. We've been doing this, so make sure you guys listen when he has those model plays. But I agree with him when I heard that, and I think the over 8 is definitely the best play in this game, and that's my official play here. Let's keep it moving right along to the team that just swept the New York Yankees. Very hot in the Cincinnati Reds. They are hosting the Detroit Tigers tonight. We have Reese Olson on the bump for the Tigers. He's 2-8 with a 3.3 ERA. Unfortunately for him, it's not a really bad ERA to be 2-8. You'd expect to have a little bit better record with only a 3.3 ERA. On the other end, you have Spears on the bump. He is 2-1 with a 3.1 ERA. So you can see they have a similar ERA. One's 2-1, one's 2-8. That's a reflection on how the teams are doing. The Tigers have been bad this year. Reds have been doing better. They have been getting hot. JD, what are you thinking?
Yeah, with this one, the Reds are actually definitely hot now. You know, they have to be feeling good. So there's a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the model also has the Reds priced at -136. So I'm showing some value there. So getting the much hotter team and actually showing value on them, you know, I have to ride with that.
Absolutely.
Reds, you know, they just swept the Yanks. I think they're 4-1 their last 5. As far as the Tigers go, we talked about it the last show. They just cannot get going now. I think they're 3-7. They're actually the last 10.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, when it comes down to as far as baseball goes, we all know trends and just how a team is feeling, you know, and after coming off sweeping the Yanks, you know that the Reds are pumped up.
Absolutely.
So getting them at a very short price here, I actually say let's ride them.
I'm in the same boat as you are. So we've talked about this a lot personally, you and I on the side. During the summer in baseball season, you have to kind of ride the hot teams. That's how baseball works. Teams get hot, they go on streaks. And in the summer, that's one of the best ways to play these teams. You take a look at a team like the Yankees. We've been fading them or taking the over for 2 weeks, and I believe we're 12-2 doing that right now because of how cold this team is. Again, we reviewed that game earlier, but this is a similar situation where the Reds are coming in red hot. They're on a sweep. They just came off beating the Yankees in all 3. They're returning home to take on the lowly Tigers, and I think there's a huge edge for them in this game. I think that because they had to travel, it is impacting the line a little bit, which I do understand why they do that. But the hot teams right now are the teams that continue to perform. Give me the Reds in the money line. You get that at -120. JD said the model has that closer to a -140, so a lot of value there for the model. I see it the exact same way. We're all over the Reds tonight. Let's keep it rolling. We have another great game tonight. We have the Phillies who are going to Atlanta to take on the Braves. We have a pitching matchup here, JD. The Phillies are starting Aaron Nola, 9-4 in the year with a 3.4 ERA. I have to stop myself. Last game, the starting pitcher for the Tigers, 3.3 ERA, 2-8. Iradola, worse ERA, 9-4. Just had to throw that out there. On the other side, Max Fried is pitching for the Braves, 7-3, 2.91 ERA. To me, this is an absolute pitching matchup. JD, I'll let you kick this one off. What do you got?
Yeah, this should be a really good game. It's going to go ahead and say it. As far as betting, this is actually one I'm not going to bet. But actually, like as far as a game to watch, this would definitely be it.
Absolutely.
Model is showing this as basically a dead even game. So technically on the Philly side, showing a little bit of value there. I'm not gonna bet against Fried now though. I'm like just not going to.
Understood.
I want to lean under. I'm not really showing any value there. I actually think the total is actually priced very well. If I had to lean away, that is definitely how it would be, though.
Yeah, that's how I see the game. I know JD just said that he doesn't feel that under, but I do feel that under. I think there definitely is a little bit of value there with this pitching matchup. This is going to be a playoff type atmosphere between these two teams because these two teams know that they may see each other down the line. It's always good games when you see a Phillies-Braves game, and I do anticipate this one to stay low. The one thing I will say, in the 3 games that they've played this season, there's been a minimum of 9 runs in every game. So these teams have put up runs against each other, but that was very early in the year. These guys played each other at the end of March. I believe it was the first series of the season for these teams. So it's a little hard to go off that, but I do think the under definitely has some value. Fried is getting better as the season goes on, 7-3, 2.9 ERA, and he's gotten a lot more strikeouts as the season's gone on as well. His K rate has gone up. I do anticipate that to be a big factor in this one, as the Phillies do have a lot of guys who can strike out. Let's see this one stay low. Let's see it go under the 7.5, and we will cash that play. Mr. JD, we are moving right along to our final breakdown of the day, which is the Rays at Rangers. And guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's been a lot of home favorites today. We have another one here with the Rangers being slight favorites over the Rays. We have Shane Baz making his season debut for the Rays tonight. He has no stats as it is his season debut. On the other end is Michael Lorenzen, 4-4, 3.4 ERA. To me, JD, I'll start this one off. We'll let you close out. But I do think this is an overplay. You can currently get the over 8.5 at -110. First start of the year for Baz, I do think he is going to have a little bit of troubles, as well as it's actually going to be his first start since the 2022 season. That's crazy. He's been hurt for quite a while. But I do think he will get touched up a bit in this spot. The Rangers do have a lot of strong batters in that lineup. I do think they will be able to get the over the total here, and that's exactly what we're playing. JD, what you got?
Love it. Yeah, the over definitely actually does make a lot of sense here. The Rays, they actually have been playing actually good ball. I believe they're 7-3 their last 10. The Rangers, they have not been. They are 2-8 on actually their last 10. And you see the line, where the line is, and I think that says a whole lot. I think people are going to jump on. I think people are going to jump on the actual Rays here. I think they're going to think it's an easy play. I'm seeing this more as an actual buy low spot, and as scary as it is, I think the Rangers are probably an actual play here.
Wow, that is a scary play, but I do like that.
It is, but I think that this is a Rangers spot though. It is actually not going to be a best bet or anything like that. But yeah, like that's how I would go though.
I like that. Mr. JD, speaking of best bets, it's time to give the people our best bets. Let's roll the video. Let's get this rolling, and I will kick us off with best bets to start today. I only have 2 today. I have the Cincinnati Reds on the money line at -120. We went over the reasons earlier, but to me, very hot team, very good value there, low price, and JD's model has it way higher. I love that when we look into our bets. Second play, Red Sox taking on the Yankees Friday night. Baseball in the Bronx. I'm taking the over 8, like we said earlier. Yankees cannot win right now. They're hitting okay, and they're giving up 1,000 runs. Let's see that continue tonight. We will cash that over. Mr. JD, what you got for the people?
Well, I hate to do it, but those are my same two actually best bets. I will say the over in the Yankees and Red Sox game, that actually is going to be a larger play. I have not given that out to our clients yet. But for me, I usually go on a 1-5 unit scale. And I need to look into a few more things, but this is probably going to be closer to an actual 4-unit play.
Love that.
Where the Reds, that's actually going to be a 2-unit play.
Awesome.
So yes, we do have the same bets here. But I will say that yes, the Red Sox and the Yankees over is my favorite play, and actually that is by far.
Mr. JD, and where can they find your plays?
They can find them in the Discord. You can find the Discord links. You can find that on our actual Twitter page. You can find it on mine. You can find them everywhere. So
absolutely, we'll be blasting those out, guys. You don't want to miss more of JD's bets. You don't want to miss my picks. Tap into the Moneyball Metrics Discord. There are free plays in there. It's free to join the free plays. Get in there, come cash with us, and let's continue to win these bets. Mr. JD, we crushed it today. Another great show. We'll be back next week. We're close to getting live, everybody, so you will be in here to ask us questions and we can interact with you. We will be there soon, and we'll be back next week. JD, have a great weekend, my friend. Let's cash all of our bets.
You do the same.
Let's get it. Peace, everybody.